What's going on, everyone? My name is Hayden Brulette, and today I'm going to be talking about the pursuit of equality for African Americans. Why did I choose my focus group? I primarily just chose my focus group because I see inequality today in our society and our standard of living, how African Americans are still being mistreated, and not just African Americans, other races too, but primarily I've just been seeing on the news how a lot of police brutality is going on, and a lot of bad things in the world that's happening. So it just really was the first thing to come to mind when I looked at this assignment, and I chose it and stuck with it, and I'm glad I did because I really thought that I learned a lot about this stuff, and as I dug deeper into it, and it really just meant for me as a student just how I'm learning about all the mistreated things we did in the past, and how it was really unfair, and I think that's really important to learn about. So that's pretty much what it means to me, and why I chose that focus group. So how much further must my focus group go to achieve this goal, this pursuit of equality? I don't think African Americans are there yet. I don't think, not just African Americans, other races too, but I think a lot of other than the white races are just there's still not total equality with certain people. Certain people view other races more strongly against us, and I think that a lot of these groups still haven't achieved total political and social equality. I still think some inequality represents some of the population within our country, and I think that a lot of African American people still aren't shown full equality. So, and I think that this does do hardship to their lives, and I think that it makes it more difficult, and we still see effects of what happened a bunch of years ago till to this day. How we see how some people can start to hate toward a race, and just because of the color of their skin. I think that's still here today, but I think it's definitely diminished as much as possible, and I think that in the near future it'll just keep going down. So participatory democracy has resulted in a bunch of strides, for instance Obama becoming president. That's one of the more recent examples, as we've seen, as how equality among all these races are coming together, and it shows how an African American can become president, how society hundreds of years from now, or 100 years ago, would say no way in hell would a black person become president. But then as we grow as a country, and as we progress as a nation, we start to see more political and social equality. So I think the democracy allows that system to happen. So this democracy we live in, we can elect who we want as an office, and then the people spoke, and the people participated in the election, and we got an African American in the presidency, and that was a huge step toward equality for every race, and as well as just white and black. So I think that was pretty good. Today in American society, we see a lot of examples going on in the recent years of a lot of students getting involved, and a lot of people under the age of voting requirement 18, they're getting involved, and all of these youth leaders are becoming influencers, and they're coming for all other issues such as gun control and other issues that, and police brutality, as we see more youth step up and become a focal point for all the other kids that believe in the same thing as them. So I think today's youth is contributing more and more, and I think they can just continue to show their support and protest and speak out and use their voice. Back going on to that democracy, use their voice and use the civil rights and liberties the government gave them to really just express the importance of equality across the nation. I think that's becoming better today, and I think that the youth can contribute to that and start now with that, and just build and build and build, and hopefully